Hello and welcome to the Superpower Dead Eye team. I'm Peter.
And I'm Rick, also known as international TikTok star Rude Rick. 7 views at this point.
Might be 8 by now.
Probably 9 if we keep talking.
Today we are talking about the Netflix movie Hitman.
Oh, Hit Man, because I believe it is 2 words.
Starring
Starring
2 words.
International TikTok sensation Glenn Powell.
Who I had no idea who that was.
Come on. Like, ever since Top Gun Maverick, that guy's been everywhere.
I don't remember anything about Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, check out our review for that one. I just saw this come up on Netflix, and it was going on about how it was a hilarious comedy. And I think at the time I was in a mood for a comedy, so I had no idea about what it was about. It looked okay from what Netflix was showing me, so I dove in, and 2 hours is about a 2-hour movie, wasn't it? 2 hours later, I came out and I thought I've watched a movie. I didn't mind it. Like, it was like, from the description they gave it was wildly different, because it was like going to be a hilarious comedy, and I would probably put it more as a dark comedy at best, but and there were a few amusing moments in it, but it just at some points it just seemed like an excuse to let Glenn Powell dress up.
Yes, it did. It was like a reel or something of him playing different characters.
And I know it's a movie, and I know that you let sort of suspend disbelief and all that sort of stuff, but I'm going, how is this guy finding time to do his professor job, and doing it quite competently by the looks of it, plus study all these cases he's trying to work on? And for those who haven't seen the movie, he's a kind of a cop, undercover cop who tries to
But he's
entrap.
not really a cop. He's like a part-time.
No, he's not. Yeah,
cop or something.
But
it didn't make any sense.
He's trying to entrap people. Yeah.
No.
But I'm going, how's he finding the time to do his job, mark papers and all that from his uni students,
prepare his lectures,
prepare his lectures, do these elaborate disguises, because they were only the sort that you would get on a Hollywood film set. No one's walking out with some of that stuff, the tattoo necks, and that maybe threw me out of it a bit. But I would say overall I enjoyed the movie, but it was just like not. It didn't have any massive highs and lows. It was just a.
I don't think it had the right tone. Like, it either needed to be like a real dark comedy,
yes,
or just a real silly one, and it was just sort of like a whimsical sort of la-di-da movie, and there's like elements of domestic violence and murder and drugs and things that just didn't really match up to me. Like, it was just a weird tone to have.
So there were bits of it that didn't land with me, like particularly because I was always suspicious of the female lead character, and she was always saying about how she'd left her husband, he was an abuser and all this sort of stuff, but he, apart from being angry that his wife had left him and he caught her with a boyfriend, which I think I would be angry about too. Like, you didn't see him being any sort of controlling, manipulative abuser really at all. Like, I don't think the characters were properly fleshed out.
See, I don't know who I'm supposed to be barracking for. Like, in a romantic, if it's billed as a romantic comedy that I saw, and you're supposed to like the leads and barrack for them to be together, but I don't know what we're supposed to like. She's killed her husband. He started spoilers. He starts off as a nice guy, and by the end he's like completely different character than what he was, and he's just covering up a murder because killing a cop basically. So because he loves this woman, and I actually, when they go, "Oh, I'll do it because I love you too," I just said, "F this movie." I just was not impressed at all.
So that's an interesting one that I hadn't thought about, but it was, so as the nice guy that he started out was, he was uninteresting and everyone thought he was a loser and a nerd, and he's turned into this kind of
it's like Grease
killer, and everyone just goes, he's the coolest guy going around. We were a bit afraid. That was
and he's basically lied to this woman to get with her because he's pretended to be a
Oh, who
different
hasn't?
person the whole time.
Do
So
that all
he's
the
like a
time.
narcissist, basically. So yeah, and it's based on a true story.
Oh, I would say they said it was very
At
loosely
the end,
based on
they
a true
said,
story. Yeah.
except for the murders or something.
Yeah.
And it's like it just didn't hit with me at all. It just was the wrong tone. I didn't know who I was supposed to like. It was just didn't enjoy it.
Stop being an old man. Now, look, I did enjoy it, and I liked because he was a professor of human psychology or something like that, where he was, and so there was bits here that were interspersed with his lectures to the kids, which obviously related to the experiences that he just had. I like those bits that sort of
his lectures were about changing as a person and taking risks and stuff, but not changing your personality so that you're covering up murders so you can be with some woman. Like, it's just stupid.
No, but it was about changing personality.
This is Richard Linklater, who started off with like Dazed and Confused and did like Before Sunrise and Before Sunset and all those sort of arty movies. This is just him slumming it. There was nothing good about this at all.
But I did see that. Now I need my glasses to see this, but I think Glenn Powell has been.
This is just a paycheck for him and a show reel for Glenn Powell, who I'd never heard of.
Yeah. So, but this is what Netflix movies are about. Like, have you seen like what Ryan Reynolds gets away with on Netflix? He just, I want to go to Europe and see these cities. Oh, let's make a movie. Glenn Powell has been in a couple of Linklater's movies.
Has he?
There was another one, Apollo 10.5 or something like that. And there was another one that he was in. But yes, anyway.
Well, they're probably nice friends, and they thought, let's do a movie together.
But I think that's what Netflix has become. Like, I think about when our movies in the 80s, when like we do kind of have a nostalgic light about how movies were back in our day. I'm plunking around with my glasses there. But so I used to go to the cinema, and there was plenty of stinkers that you just go in and walk out of just going, all right, like, not just the 80s and 90s. And but Netflix is just a new way of delivering it now. It's like, not a blockbuster. It's a movie you can go and waste 2 hours of your time, but you don't have to pay.
Too long, too. It didn't need to be like 2 hours. It could have been 1 hour and 20 easy.
Well, so could most movies. They so much filler in them.
It took forever for the whole I've killed my husband business. It's like, if they got into that a bit quicker, it would have been better and made it.
Yeah,
and put some risk. There was no risk. Like, you just didn't care. There was no jeopardy. It was like,
I did.
Get caught. No,
No,
narrating the whole thing. Is he going to be in a jail cell at the end or on death's row?
He could be. You don't know
I thought the narration was lazy too. I reckon they had to add that in at the end because they probably cut it together and thought, this doesn't make any sense.
Go take some, settle down, get rid of your angry pills.
I didn't like it.
It was not terrible. It was a movie that you just.
It's mediocre. It's just mediocre stuff.
So like half the shit comes out today. They're just mediocre. So I'm just getting a sense that you didn't like it. I don't know. We finished the film and I kind of went, I don't know how I feel about that film, but I'm leaning towards a one thumb up sort of feel to it, but it's just still a lane. Yeah, unsurprising. That didn't come across at all.
Thank you for watching the Superpower Dare Die team. If you enjoy our videos, you can press the like button, you can comment on them, you can share our videos with your friends, and please don't forget to press the subscribe button. If you want to, you can join our Facebook group. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Anything you do supports our channel. Thank you very much. Goodbye.